So at the top of the show, we're going to talk about a few things that are happening in wrestling at the moment. And so the first thing that I've actually got jotted down here is like it's actually something that I didn't think I'd be discussing because essentially I didn't think it was going to happen. But Drew Gulak has been released by the WWE after like weird sort of do we call it a push? Did he get a push?
See, that's the problem. We have to say that about a lot of wrestlers nowadays, where like the minute that we see someone get a win, we're like, oh, he's getting pushed.
They're finally seeing him the way I do.
Finally, he's going to be the main. He's like, no, he just got one win.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what? And thinking about it, he didn't win. Like,
that's
he didn't
actually
win
yeah. He's lost quite a bit, hasn't he?
And people are like, he's getting pushed because he lost to Daniel Bryan. Like, okay, yeah, they were great matches, but like, I don't understand it. Like, I think we're just so desperate for a normal superstar to get pushed that we just take anything.
I've still got hope in Cesaro. Come on, Cesaro.
I know you are, but I'm a pure realist.
Yeah, I think it was just surprising from the fact that like he'd been there for God, how many years since like the original Cruiserweight Classic, and they didn't do anything with him, and like everyone could clearly see potential in him, and it was just like they'd finally got to a point where they were like realizing that what that potential was and what they could do, and they paired him with Daniel, and now he's been let go. It's really it's just one that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, the thing that really doesn't make sense to me is the alleged. It's good to say alleged. The alleged reason behind it was that yeah, but like it's just the fact that it was because of money dispute because he asked for a raise.
Yeah.
And like the thing that confuses me is WWE are more than willing to give a ridiculous amount of money to people for them to not wrestle.
Yeah.
And for some reason, this one guy asking, "Hey, can I get a bit more money?" That's the last straw.
Yeah, that's the straw that brought the camel's back.
Yeah, like they were gonna give $500,000 to Rhino just to chill at home. So like, I don't understand why him asking Gulak asking for more money was grounds for release.
No, I really and especially
it
like
makes no sense, especially when he was on the cusp of doing some actual good work.
That's the thing with all the recent releases, like as horrible and and I hope they all bounce back after this pandemic. They were like they weren't on the card and they weren't being used, and like it made sense for them to be released, as horrible as that sounds, because they had a really overinflated roster. But Gulak wasn't that.
And he's shown time and time again from everything that he's done, like when he was in the Cruiserweight, when he was doing the PowerPoints, even though it was very gimmicky, he did it and ran with it and made it work in some way. Like, and
that's a really good point. Like, I don't think there's something he's done that he's not done well.
He's or at least given it the best he could do.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like, and I feel like right now in the time that we're currently in this parallel evil universe that we're currently in.
The
I feel like
timeline.
We're in the darkest timeline. Yeah, I feel like it's people like him that you need right now. Just people that can work with whatever you give them and make it decent. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just seems like as sad as all the rest of the releases were, you can see a kind of major play in them. You can see like a furthering. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by that? Yeah. You can you can see that was done to further something.
Yeah.
But I don't see what Gulak's release furthers other than damaging the product.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, we'll see after the pandemic what happens with him. I hear like I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch Ring of Honor. I'm not gonna act like I'm a big indie lover, but it's being talked about that he's probably gonna go back to there. So we'll see what he does. Maybe he'll end up in AEW. Hand to ear gif.
WWE superstar gets released. Is this new signee?
Oh, bloody hell.
I don't see. He's one of those like this. Everyone says AEW, but I think they're forgetting other promotions. Like Gulak for me is someone who he's good. He's a good character guy, but he's more of a technical guy, and I don't think that AEW is really the place for like a proper pure tech guy, because I feel like they're all about larger than life characters. They're all about storyline, like that. So as much as that, I'm sure if he went there, I'm sure he'd do good stuff. I just don't think that. Like, I would kill to see Gulak in New.
As soon as you started talking, I knew that it was going to lead to New Japan, and it makes so much sense. Not to get off topic too much here with AEW, but just on a point you were saying, like, I think there's a real danger of AEW just taking in a lot of ex-WWE talent into their roster, and it becoming a glorified WWE B show. Like, even as much as I love Jon Moxley and Brody Lee, like, they're like feuding out for the main title. You've had Chris Jericho as the champion before Jon Moxley. Like, they're all ex-WWE guys. Like, it's like, remember the old days of What Culture, like when you had like when you really like with What Culture Pro Wrestling, when you had like one of the originals win the title, it felt good. And I think that's the same thing with AEW. I think they're on the cusp of like one of their quote unquote originals winning the title, and I think that's what they need, because at the moment it just seems to be ex-WWE guys winning everything.
Yeah, I know, I agree, and I feel like the more you have, the less opportunity there will be for like a Sammy Guevara or like a Hangman, or like just any and because all of them are so good. Yeah. Like even like a Darby Allin, like I see a lot of potential in him. Like I just feel like they do run the risk of it, like you said, just be like.
Was it literally what TNA did? Impact. They became a glorified, bloody. I was gonna
like, they became like an extra WWE division.
Exactly, and you had all the bloody memes about the bloody Impact Zone, like, oh my god, we've seen Hef Jardy in the Impact Zone. Oh well, fuck. That was awful.
That was great. No, what are you about? That was great.
It doesn't make sense because he was in the Impact Zone and he was still called Jeff Hardy because that's his real name. I don't know where I was going with that.
Right. I really appreciated the effort you put into it, because I could hear in your voice you were like, "Oh, what's the?"
All right, let's quickly move on from that.
I could see you reaching. Right, yeah.